Boris Johnson's awkward moment as Harry horribly estranged by the Prime Minister dumped palace. Boris Johnson was snubbed by Prince Harry in an awkward encounter ahead of the Duke of Sussex's move to the US, rediscovered footage shows. Speaking outside 10 Downing Street on Thursday, July 7, Prime Minister Boris Johnson officially announced his resignation. It came after an extraordinary 48 hours which saw more than 50 resignations within government. Addressing the nation, Mr. Johnson said he was sad to be giving up the best job in the world, but that it is clearly now the will of the Parliamentary Conservative Party that there should be a new leader of that party and so a new Prime Minister. Mr. Johnson is understood to have had his weekly audience with Queen Elizabeth II over the phone on Wednesday evening, amid the major political turbulence. The monarch was spotted travelling back to Windsor during the morning, having been enjoying a break on her Sandringham estate. He is also said to have given her a courtesy call on Thursday morning before announcing his decision to resign to the nation, although Buckingham Palace would not confirm this. Mr. Johnson will have to travel to the Queen to officially tender his resignation, which usually occurs after a successor has been appointed. This resignation audience typically takes place at the palace, but given the Queen's age and ongoing mobility issues, and the timing of the leadership contest, if the monarch is at her holiday home Balmoral over the summer, the audience could potentially take place in Scotland. Mr. Johnson is the Queen's 14th Prime Minister during her 70-year reign. The pair meet each Wednesday to discuss latest developments. As royal protocol dictates, the monarch remains politically neutral and acts on the advice of her government in political matters. Her neutrality seemingly extends to the person in office, and Her Majesty has maintained formal, publicly cordial relationships with the prime ministers of the past. However, while the Queen has to remain strictly neutral, and has maintained a non-partisan standpoint publicly throughout her time on the throne, other members of the royal family have appeared to show some bias against the soon-to-be former Prime Minister. During Prince Harry's last official appearance as a senior royal, he joined his family in a line-up to meet with dignitaries as they arrived at the Commonwealth ceremony. In a clip, which circulated on social media, the Duke of Sussex seems to snub Mr. Johnson and instead talks to Baroness Patricia Scotland QC. The Duke seems to walk past the Prime Minister without acknowledging him. It left Mr. Johnson shuffling his feet as he let out an awkward laugh, seemingly confused by the encounter. Unsurprisingly, the uncomfortable meeting sparked online discussion, with one user tweeting, "Did Harry just bypass Boris?" Another said, "Prince Harry totally snubs Boris Johnson. Harry blanks Boris. Superb," commented a third person. They have since relocated to Montecito, a wealthy enclave in Santa Barbara, California, where they now reside with their 2 children, 3-year-old Archie Harrison and 1-year-old Lilibet Diana. And now, as non-working royals, the Sussexes' ability to involve themselves in political matters is technically less limited. Meghan is particularly interested in politics, and her recent intervention on the U.S. abortion ruling has fueled rumors of her political ambitions. Meghan hit out at the decision by the U.S. Supreme Court last week to end constitutional protections for abortion that have been in place for nearly 50 years by overturning the landmark Roe v. Wade ruling. She made the comments in a conversation with American feminist activist Gloria Steinem and journalist Jessica Yellen published in Vogue. Meghan said, "Women are already sharing stories of how their physical safety is being put in danger. Women with resources will travel to get an abortion, those without might attempt to give themselves one at tremendous risk. What does this tell women? It tells us that our physical safety doesn't matter, and as a result that we don't matter. But we do. Women matter." Meghan also revealed feminist Prince Harry shared her guttural reaction to the ruling and called on men to join women by speaking out. She said, "Men need to be vocal in this moment and beyond because these are decisions that affect relationships, families, and communities at large. Families,